Well, hello from Benakawan, Bagak, the Philippines. Today is the 9th of January. It's Tuesday. Hope everybody had a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's. All is good here in the Philippines. We're still chugging along on our build. We had some CCTVs put in yesterday outside, one for the front yard and one for back. I got one more coming. They worked on a couple doors they needed to tweak. Guys are supposed to come today to file the jealousy glass down. They didn't file it, so all the glass has rough edges on every piece. So they're supposed to come do that today, and we're still waiting for them to put in our gate motor. So, then back to the CCTVs. TAPO, T-A-P-O. Those things are fantastic. I mean, you hang it, you plug it in, you go to your app, follow instructions, boom, it's online. And yeah, they're awesome. So, I guess I don't have anything to really report on besides that on the build. So I figured since there's like almost 200 people have followed this little silly channel, and I know I ain't got that many friends, so there's people out there that are looking for information. I'm not an expert on anything. I can only speak to my experiences. But one of the big things that I had to deal with was getting money to the Philippines, setting up accounts in the Philippines. And that was very trying. So if I can help somebody here, yeah, I will. So that's my attempt. So I do have notes because, you know me, I ramble. I'll be talking about freaking Kansas City football before I get done with this. So I'm going to try to stick to the script, and here we go. So when I, met Diana, she had a few needs, minor. I did send money over before I even came over here because I was going to come over, and she needed some stuff for the house. So anyway, sending small amounts of money, Wells Fargo was fine for that. When you get to about $2,500, Wells Fargo starts to become a pain in the butt. They'll call you, they'll ask you questions, they really want to scrutinize. And apparently, during one of our discussions, they didn't like my answer, so they canceled my account. But there's other apps you can use out there. Remedy, R-E-M-I-T-Y, and Cebuana. Those are great for sending a couple $100, boom, it's there like that. I mean, you can tell them, I'm sending you a couple $100, go pick it up, and they go to the bank or the Cebuana outlet, and they pick it up. And it's a few bucks. It's not expensive to send money. So that's how to send. It's easy to send small amounts of money. And when you want to send larger amounts, so after I came here several times, I knew I wanted to retire here. I wanted to start building up funds here. Plus Diana got cancer, and I helped her through that, which required larger amounts of money to be sent, not just for the cancer, but for the house and everything, the land we wanted to buy. For that, I had to go through I went through my credit union. I'm sure everybody's bank will transfer money. It's no big deal. You just have to have the recipient's bank account information, and then you need the SWIFT number for the bank. I was sent to Metro Bank where Diana has her account. It was no problem. I probably sent 4 or 5 times larger sums of money, and no problems. And then one day I went to send money and they asked if I had a bank transfer instructions from the actual bank I'm sending to. Never heard this before, never asked me before. I said, well, you guys know how to do it because you've already done it for me several times. And I showed them all the receipts. And they said, nope, we got to have that. So in my area, there's 4 of these credit unions. So I went to another one, and they told me the same thing. They said, you need to have instructions. And I said, well, I'm going in a month because I was just getting ready to go. So I'm going in a month. How about I go to the bank branch, I'll get instructions, and I'll bring it back. She said, okay. So she allowed me to send money without the instructions. I come to the Philippines, go to the bank, and try to get the instructions to take back to the United States. These people spoke perfectly good English. They had no idea what I was talking about when I said I need instructions. Kind of like I was. Well, you know how to do it. You've already done it several times. I said, I know, but they want instructions. And they just couldn't wrap their head around it. This is a little different. It's a different paradigm that they look through things at than we are used to, at least in the United States where I'm from. So I got nothing. Matter of fact, I got the SWIFT number again, the account number, and that kind of stuff again. I took it back to the bank when I went back to the United States. They said, nope, that's not instructions. I explained, and I actually met a manager, talked to the manager, and she's like, look, just come to me. I'll take care of you. So that's how I would send large sums of money through my credit union. So then my next obstacle was I had to set up an account here in the Philippines because I was going to retire here. So how can I set up an account in the Philippines? So I could send my money either send my money from the United States to this account or have the institution that was handling my retirement money send it to the Philippines. So I asked Diana to go to the bank and see if she could keep me an account. No, that's not going to work. You got to be here in person. So my next trip after COVID, I came, and we were going to try to get married that same period. So I think I was set up for almost 5 weeks of vacation. So came over, met with them, said, I'm moving here in a couple of months and I'll retire. I'd like to set up an account. And they said, well, you need to show that you have a residence in the Philippines. So we lived in Cantaning, so we went to Cantaning, Barangay, and filed all the information that I lived there. So I got a card from Cantaning saying, yes, I live there. And I also had to go through a police background visit with the police, and they do a check, make sure you don't show up on any files. It's not a big deal. And I had to take that to the bank and gave it to them at the Metro Bank. They filled out the paperwork, and then crickets. We heard nothing. We'd go by the bank branch. So, are we good yet? Nothing. So I'm running out of time because I got to get this bank account set up because this is my last trip to the Philippines before I retire. So we ask around. Somebody says go to the Philippine National Bank. They're easy to set up an account. So we went there, and they said, yeah, you just need to get your alien certificate registration card. And I'm like, okay. So that is a card you get after you've been here for 60 days. Well, I wasn't going to be here for 60 days. So I'm like, how the heck am I going to do this? Well, another story I will not get into, but the whole marriage portion just went to heck, fell apart. We tried. I extended another 4 weeks here in the Philippines. Thank you very much for my bosses to let me do that. But also trying to get married, it gave me the time to be here for 60 days, and I got my ACR card. Went back to Philippine National Bank. I got my card. Here you go. They said, nope, you need a permanent resident card. I'm like, look, never mind. Okay, it's the Philippines. That's how things work. So I'm like, and by this time I was getting ready to leave. I mean, we weren't going to get married. I wasn't going to waste any more of my vacation, or actually, no pay leave. I was going to go back to the United States. Went back to Metro Bank. Yes, they had an account ready for me. They said they called a couple days prior, and I guess Diana missed the message. So I got a US dollar savings account in the Philippines at Metro Bank. The reason I say all this is because this is very important. So I go back to the United States, where I met with Wells Fargo, because Wells Fargo has a relationship with Metro Bank. So before I went to the Philippines, I went to Wells Fargo, and they said, yes, set an account up in the Philippines. You send your money to Wells Fargo, we can transfer it for you. So I go to Wells Fargo, all happy. Here's my account. It's a US dollar account. Wells Fargo only transfers to peso accounts, Philippine peso accounts. They don't transfer to a US dollar account in the Philippines. So I call Diana. Diana, can you go down to the bank and see if you can change it to a peso account? Nope. So I'm like, good grief. All right. I guess when I retire, I'll just have to go on my app like every week and say, send me $500 and pay the fees every week, because I'm running out of options. Then I come across a YouTube video, The Good, the Bad, the Philippines, where he's talking about using a Navy Federal Credit Union to get a car loan to purchase a new vehicle in the Philippines. So I'm like, that's pretty cool. So I went digging around Navy Federal. Lo and behold, piece of cake. So Navy Federal, to transfer money to the Philippines, now apparently it's a $5,000 one-time limit, and you can do that 3 times a month for a max of $15,000. That is the numbers that last I looked, those are the numbers. They may have changed, I don't know. So what I currently do now, so I'm in the Philippines, I have my retirement, go to Navy Federal. I transfer what I need to live on here to the Philippines in my US dollar account. I build it up a little bit actually. And then
I forgot to add that I
what we
have
need to
since
live on, I just
opened
I
a
transfer
peso
pesos,
account with Metro Bank.
and I can do that. I got to go in the bank to do that. It's very limited online stuff here. So you go to the bank and you say, I want to transfer 5,000 over to pesos. They give you their rate for the day. And now your pesos are sitting there, and you can use any ATM to get your money out. They're all over in the Philippines, just like everywhere in the United States. So that's what my retirement goes into, Navy Federal, so I can transfer it over here easily, a portion of it. Another portion I send back to my original credit union, just because I've had them for so long. I got the majority of my savings in there. I got safety deposit boxes, and their bill pay is very easy to use, and it's all set up for me. So I pay my 2 bills, my 2 credit cards, I pay out of my credit union, their bill pay. It's just how I do it. And on that, I've said it before, in the Philippines, we use credit cards for everything we can, because you get the current rate or right at the rate with no middleman. So I got some numbers here real quick I can just give you. Diana bought some gas yesterday. And okay, she bought gas yesterday, and it came out to 1,210.86 pesos. Okay, that's what it says on receipt. Used American Express. I go on my app a couple hours later, boom, I got a charge for $21.77 US. Do the conversion rate, it's at 55.62 per dollar. So I checked online, and online it was shown a 55.75. So it varies. I don't know if it varies every day, if it varies throughout the day. I think it's throughout the day. I think it's very fluid. But, we're right there. Now, if you would have took that same $21 and went into the bank and got an exchange, or Wells Fargo got an exchange, you would have got far less. So, 50 pesos here, 50 pesos there, not a lot of money, but, you expand it over a period of time, it's going to add up to a lot of money you save by using your credit card. Then everything's documented also. And I've canceled payments too, and it's very easy. So you're more protected using the credit card. So I had to get off on that because it's very, very important. And then, so that's my Navy Federal account, my credit union account, and then I still have my Wells Fargo account. And the reason why I keep it, I found, because I may use it sometime in the future, because I can transfer money from any of these 3 accounts back and forth. I set all that up. So I can move money up between those, actually 4 accounts, the Metro Bank here. Move money around all I want. But Wells Fargo has a very, very easy system to take a picture of a check and deposit into your account. So I sold everything, which is probably be another video, and how I did it. Right now, my driver's license, I'm from Missouri. My driver's license is South Dakota. South Dakota is a Nomad state. You can get residence in South Dakota if you stay there for 24 hours. You can go to the DMV the next day, pick up your driver's license. That's what I did, and I got a mail service up there, Dakota Post. All my mail goes there. So I get these little checks when these doctors figure out they charge me too much, and they send me 20 bucks here or 20 bucks there. I have Dakota Post scan it, send it to me on my email, and then I print it out, take pictures of it, sign it, send it to Wells Fargo, and they verify it. It takes about a week, and it goes in my deposit. So that's why I keep Wells Fargo. The primary reason I keep Wells Fargo. And so that's how I do it. I know I've seen other videos. I think I might have gotten to a little more details in some of them. I've pushed some guys, watched some details. I pushed some guys on who do you use, and they wouldn't give me that information. So if you can tie my face to Navy Federal and get all my money, and oh God, maybe you can, I don't know. But there ain't a whole lot in there, so. Alrighty, I hope that helps. And if you got any questions, and if I raise anybody's questions about the whole South Dakota Nomad and getting your license, don't hesitate to ask. But all good here in the Philippines. Take care. I think I got through everything I was wanting to get through. Basically, it's a pain in the butt. But I think I probably made it a lot easier for somebody seeing this than it was for me, because I had to go through it knowing nothing and just doing everything trial and error. So y'all take care. Appreciate it. Playoff start. Go Chiefs. See, I told you I'd get there. All right, take care. Bye.